friends, I'm Miss Maria with the Hemphill Branch Library. I want to talk to you a little bit today about this book, A Time to Dance, written by Padma Venkatraman. It's a poetry novel, which means it's written not exactly in rhyming poetry like you might think of, but sort of phrases and paragraphs that flow sort of lyrically or rhythmically, sort of like poetry. So I'll show you an example of how it looks on the page. You can see that there are like verses and line breaks that resemble poetry. It tells the story of Veda. She's a dancer. That's her life goal. It's her passion. She loves it, but her parents have different ideas, particularly her mother. So I want to read a little selection. You'll get an idea of how a poetry novel reads, and you'll learn a little bit more about Veda and her family. Ma's diamond earrings, the only reminder of her wealthy past, flash at me like angry eyes. Veda, you need to study hard. If you don't do well in your exams this year. For once, my voice doesn't stick in my throat. I am studying hard to be a dancer. I'm not planning to become an engineer or a doctor or any other profession Ma finds respectable. Ma launches into her usual lecture. Dancing is no career for a middle-class girl. You need to study something useful in college so you can get a well-paid job. I sigh extra loud. My dance teacher, Uda Anand, isn't rich, but his house is larger than ours. Clearly, he earns more than Ma at her bank job and Pa at his library. Ma goes on and on. Back when I was younger, I'd struggled to be better at school for my sake. But letters and numbers soon grew too large for me to hold, and I grew far away from them, and Ma grew out of patience. So you can see that she has some things in common with teenagers everywhere. Veda's living in India, but I think that kids and teenagers in every culture and every country sometimes struggle with what their parents want versus what they want. Let me read just a little bit more of this section. All my life, Ma's been hoping I'll do well at science and mathematics, so I could end up becoming what she wanted to be, an engineer. All my life, I've been waiting for her to appreciate my love for the one thing I excel at, dance. So I hope that will get your attention, and you'll want to know more about Veda's story. Now, like in every good book that you read, a problem arises. Veda experiences a tragic accident which may cause her to have to set aside her dream of becoming a dancer. I don't want to give too much away, but while she's dealing with that, the rest of her life goes on with school and friends and the idea of dating and going to parties. So one more section I want to read, just a little bit more of a teaser for this book. Party? Pa rolls the word in his mouth when I ask permission to go. Party? Girls only? Only a few boys from the dance class, please. I don't remember begging for anything else. Ma tells Pa it's during the day at a girl's house. Her parents will be there. And that nice boy, Govinda, whom we met, of course she should go. Forced to agree with Ma, Pa says yes. I thank him and fling my arms around Ma. So, I hope this book interests you. Veda does struggle to overcome the issues in her life, and I'll let you read it to find out how that works out. If you like this type of book, there are lots of other novels that are written in verse or poetry style. Some of this author's books are also poetry books, or books that are written in regular prose like you might read in other novels. So I hope you'll give her a try. Stay tuned for the twist that we're going to try with this novel. Thank you. so in our novel, A Time to Dance, our main character, Veda, sort of struggles with who she is, what's her goal, what is her basic self after an accident changes her life. Will she be able to continue on her path, or will she have to do something different? So I thought it would be a good idea for us to try some poetry about who we are. You've seen a couple possibilities, but for this one, it's a little bit unusual. So let me show you this project. This is called Poetry Collage, and here's what you'll need. You'll need some magazines, any kind of magazines actually. It's great if they have lots of big words or headlines, but you'll find that in almost any magazine that you have. You'll need some plain paper, this regular size, or a larger piece if you'd rather. You'll need glue stick and scissors. So to get started, I just went through several magazines and I picked out some words that caught my eye. For my first one, I was thinking, who am I? What is my identity? So I thought, I'll make a poem about myself working at the library as a librarian. So I picked out some words and phrases that have to do with that. You might pick out some that have to do with your interests or hobbies, your plans for the future. Maybe you want to make a poetry collage about some of the strange things that have happened in our world recently, things you might see in the news, things that are affecting us with politics and health issues. All kinds of things are going on that will affect you directly or at least indirectly from the larger world. So you can think about sort of the theme of your poetry collage, and then start picking out some words from your magazines that may go along with whatever that idea is that you want to write about. It's your creativity and you're expressing yourself, so you cannot do this project wrong. Whatever you do will be perfect. So like I said, I picked out some words about the library and put those together to make phrases and sentences and glue them to my larger piece of paper so you can see that, who I am, about being the library lady. But as I was thinking about our world and all that's been going on, I thought I would pick some words that would go with that as well. So once you've got lots of words, you start putting them together to make phrases and sentences. So I found this word discover and a different phrase called a different world. So I could glue those to my page to make the first line of my poem, Discover a Different World. Your poem can be lots and lots of lines or just a few words and phrases. That's entirely up to you. But I'm going to start mine with this, Discover a Different World. So I'm just gluing that to my paper to make a sentence or a phrase. I found this one, it says in uncertain times. I thought that goes well with our times lately, so let me glue that one down. And then I thought, well, this is good to go with it. In uncertain times, relax and enjoy, make the best of it. So I'll add that to my poetry collage. So, if you're working on this project, keep going, looking at the words and phrases that you cut out, and see how they fit together to express an idea or a theme that you're interested in. One thing I had to do, after I had gotten most of my words and sentences together, I needed a few more things to complete my project that I had not found in a magazine. So I needed this word library, lady, I needed the word lady. So I just went back and I found separate letters, L-A-D-Y, and I glued those together to make the word that I needed. So you can do that. You may want to go back and find some fill-in words like the, a, and to complete your thoughts as well. So like I said, you cannot do this project wrong. I think it's fun, and I think the results will be creative and expressive of who you are. So give it a try and enjoy. Thank you.